Hello and welcome back to Skyheiser Productions coverage of the 2022 St. Charles Open. It is presented to you by Smokin Aces Disc Golf, the St. Charles County Disc Golf Club, Bushnell Disc, and Discraft. I'm Kevin Copeland. I'm here with J-Mo, Justin Mount.
Happy to be here and ready to watch some more disc golf.
Through 9 holes, Drew Cantrell leading the charge at 4 under with Zach Johnson just 3 strokes behind. Drew is joined by Jack Schulte at the top, tied for first, 4 under par. We got a couple young guys leading the charge today.
All 4 of them guys up at the top are young up-and-comers in the sport.
For sure. We get back to hole 10. It's a 279-foot par 3. You're going to see the forehand hyzer and the backhand straight shot, if I had to guess. It looks like Drew's looking up at that forehand hyzer. You do have to throw it high to get around those trees, or around the first 2 trees anyway. You want to be inside of that one on the far left.
Kind of shocked that we don't see the backhand here.
It's a pretty simple shot on the backhand. He's a little inside. Hard to tell where that landed. He could be up there, though, putting. Looked like he did go into that tree. Zach seems to be looking even higher.
I think that's the key on this hole, is to crash in, because there's them few trees up there by the basket. They tend to block you.
Yeah, and that was a little more inside than he wanted, but he's just outside the circle. He'll have a putt. It is windy on this green. It's kind of at the top of the hill in the park, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Brock go with something lower. Yeah, that's kind of his play here. The low skip forehand, and that's a beauty. Let's see if Ryan gives us that backhand. Looks like he's throwing an EMAC Truth, I believe. That's a little turned. When it catches one of those skinny trees, and he's going to be behind the big one. This is a type of putt that you see Ryan make a lot, though. These circle 2 step putts.
Yeah, he likes to put that ante on that putt and let it glide in there.
Not quite enough turn on that one. He'll have a tap in par. See Zach at about 35, 36 feet. And that one never really had a chance.
No, that was a little strange to see Zackeriath miss by that much.
And you can see where Drew landed here, just outside the circle. See if he can connect on this one. Brock with the best drive of the group. Still a little meat on the bone. Makes quick work of it, though. He'll be the only guy leaving this hole with a birdie.
Yeah, par's not too bad on this hole, though. It is 279 feet and right in front of you, but it's not the easiest hole. There are some objects to miss up by the green.
After that gauntlet that the front 9 is, this is one you do want to get. But no damage done.
You only get a little bit of reprieve from them first holes. Now you're right back into it.
Yeah, and then hole 11 is a tricky one. At 497 foot, it is a par 4. You cannot see the basket from the tee pad. I don't think you'll see any forehand here. The play is the backhand hyzer. Try to catch some fairway down low by that A pin. This is reachable as a par 4, but the angle is very tricky.
Yeah, from this long pad, you know, it's you think you have to go wider than you do.
Missed that tree right there by the short pad. This looks pretty decent. Yeah, that's a great shot. That's an ideal landing zone right there. He'll have an easy up and down. Drew going to try to replicate that.
Looks like they got a lot of left to right wind right now, so they're going to throw some overstability and just let that wind crash them down into the fairway. Oh no.
Yeah, that looks like it's turning. Yeah, that's not going to have a chance. He's going to be out of bounds pretty early up there.
Yeah, if he had gotten that up in the air, he would have been fine. But being that low line drive, there was no way he was coming back in there.
Zach going with the big high hyzer. He has gotten a hold of this one.
Just don't hit anything.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, looks like he kicked a tree. There is OB right there.
Yeah, hard to tell where his disc ended up, but he did hit a tree and roll backwards. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
This might be too high and inside. No, it stood up a little bit, so I think he's going to be good.
Oh, wow, that was closer to the right side than I thought. I was with you. I thought it was going to fade out a little harder left.
Yeah, we'll take it.
That'll be a good spot to be in.
You do have that left to right that was holding him that way, though, so that was a misjudgment by our part, for sure.
And this is where Drew went OB. Got a lot of hole left here. Throwing that nice hyzer. Doesn't quite get to the circle, but he'll have a look.
He might be right outside a circle.
Yeah, hard to tell where those whiskers were there. Ryan with a pretty easy up shot. I shouldn't say easy. Pretty open up shot. Oh, and he has yanked this a little bit. There's OB long as well.
Oh, and it looks like he might have found it.
I spoke too soon there. Sorry, Ryan. Let's see if Brock can avoid doing what Ryan just did and yanking that a little bit. High with an approach disc of some sort. Oh, yeah. That's how you play this hole right there, J-Mo.
That's exactly how I would like to play this hole. I don't get that opportunity, though, there, Kev.
Oh, and Zach.
Oh, no.
Hard to tell where the flags are. It does look like he's in short grass, though, so I think that is going to be safe, but not where he wanted to be.
That's a tough call to make because there's that cutout to walk to the next tee pad,
Path.
which might be OB. It might not be OB. I'm not quite sure. Looks like
I believe
Ryan
that
did
path
go
is
OB.
Yeah, not much you can do with that tree in his way. Speaking of that tree, you see Zach is going to have to try to throw a little hyzer around it, it looks like.
And it looks like he was called OB from where he's standing.
You'll have to keep an eye on those scores.
I'll be curious to see what he gets here after that first and second shot. As we don't know if the first shot went OB either.
Right. Drew airballs that one.
And this hole came in at .42 over par, so it definitely gave our field some trouble today.
Yeah, and it's given our feature card some trouble for sure. And that was a bogey 5, so I believe one of those shots was OB, but not the other. Ryan takes the bogey as well. And Brock's taking strokes on the card here.
Not just the card, that's strokes on folks.
Oh, yeah, .42 over, you said?
Yes, sir.
Hole 12 is another par 4, a shorter one, 437 feet. You do have OB left side, OB right side early, but doesn't really come into play And the basket is down here on the right side.
No, it'll be right, is it?
I think this card's going to be throwing forehands, J-Mo.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe call on this one there, Kev.
Yeah, I haven't played this tee pad a lot, but it does look like the backhand would be very, very tricky for that turnover shot at 437 feet. This is a reachable hole.
They have to make sure not to turn it at all. Just keep it flat. Throw it straight out, kind of like that, and let it fade back in.
Just so much power generated in that short stroke of his. He does come up a little early. He's by that A pin over there.
Yeah.
But as a par 4, it's a pretty decent drive there.
Yeah, easy up and down. Get that 3, walk off the hole.
Drew is throwing the backhand turnover. This is scary because if it fades out, it's going OB for sure.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he did. He didn't get it turned over enough, and it just hyzered out quickly on him.
It'll be interesting to see where his spot is there because it's hard to tell if he got over the fairway further down.
Yeah, I think he'll be down by the other pin placement and just, be probably 80, 90 feet out from the basket.
Very overstable disc here as Zach cranks over on it. That's a really good shot. It does get caught up by those late trees, but that was heading for the basket.
Yes, it was. Probably one of his Firebirds.
Ryan's weighing his options here. Looks like he's going to go with the backhand. Annie. I believe that's his Orbit Escape.
And that's more of the turnover you want. He was a little early, but...
Yeah, you want to make sure you're getting right.
I don't know where it is.
No OB over
I had
this.
a good angle on it. It definitely was.
And they are talking about Drew's lie, it
it
looks like.
So do I. Brock, say that.
Okay.
Because I think that
It's hard to think he didn't cross in bounds way down there. Right?
Yeah, it looks like Zackeriath's going to run up and see where the cut is to see if he had an idea if he got over. And it looks like they're going to give it to him up by the other pin.
Yeah. Ryan looking at a little forehand approach here. Well executed. He's going to really like that. Tapping in for a birdie. Yep, that's what he said here. Drew is way down the fairway. Throwing 3. He should have a chance to save his par here. Is he trying to make that?
I think there was a chance of him making that.
And it looks like Brock's laying that one up.
Pretty soft par 4 there, Kev. Ooh, that was almost good. And played .88 under par. We did have 2 eagles on the hole. Adam Morrison and Jonathan Fletcher.
That's a good eagle. But yeah, at 437 feet, you can definitely see it being a possibility. It's a tricky shot, but should likely play as a par 3 in these tournaments.
Yeah, it played as the easiest hole on the back nine. Easiest hole on the course for that matter.
Brock with an easy birdie.
Bunch of easy birdies on that hole. Except for
Exception of Drew, yeah. Hole 13, this is a weird one at 227 feet. It's a short par 3. Very specific line to get back here. You're going to see a lot of forehands. Maybe those backhand putter or mid-range turnover shots.
you kind of expect to see a high forehand from most of these players.
And this is one of those holes you really want to get a birdie on, but it's not an easy one. It's just so tricky to get through this gauntlet of trees.
No, at 227 you would expect an easy hole, but it's anything but.
See, and Brock threw that low, kind of tight hyzer line. When he gets to about where the A pin is, he'll have a look. Circle 2 maybe? Zach is going to, looks like he's looking high with that forehand hyzer you mentioned. Also pretty low.
Yeah, not as high as I would expect, but he's right there.
Yeah, and that ground play wasn't good to him, but he's going to have a good putt. That could have been parked. He got chewed up there at the end.
Looks like Ryan's looking at the same line, about the same height. Yep.
Yeah, you can kind of see this whole kind of funnels to that spot. These guys are ending up in that circle 2, a little short. Drew gives this one a rip. Kind of the same as Zach there. I think he's just inside the circle. Is that a whisker I can see there?
Yeah, I think you're right, Kev. I think he's about 4 feet in front of that tassel, leaving him with about a 26, 27 footer. Oh,
Brock hit that hard, but just a little left, doesn't stick.
that's the thing about these Mach 3s. Sometimes they like to catch, sometimes they don't.
Ryan missing just right. Pretty good looking stroke. He's trying to figure it out. Drew for the birdie. He connects on that. Little left side, but it catches it, and he gets his 2. Oh, and Zach was just in front of him, actually. I didn't realize that. Zach is in the circle as well. Zach and Drew will lead with birdies. This is definitely one of those ones that feels bad when you don't get the 2, but it's completely understandable.
Yeah, it's definitely a 2 you want to get, especially with the rest of the course being how it is. You know, you get them few holes where they're easy enough that you say, hey, I got to get this one.
Looks like Ryan reset there. Taps in for a 3.
Looks like we're getting a little bit of a gallery out here, and might have threw him off a little bit.
It's there. No kidding.
Hole 14 is a 554-foot par 4. Uphill, OB both sides. You want to get some good distance, but land in the middle of the fairway, and the second shot's not too tricky. Zach rips a forehand.
Yeah, the key is on this hole is to get it out pretty far. It spreads out once you get up to the top of the hill. As long as you can keep it, you know, in the fairway, get it up to where that old A pin used to be, and
Right.
you're looking at an easy birdie. That's
True.
turning over. Is that enough to stay in though?
Not sure the catch cam caught it, but that did look low and over the OB. We'll have to see where he ended up. Not surprised Brock's going with one of those power forehands on this one.
This is the line I like to take, the big flex line. Oh, and he didn't flex it. He faked me out.
It was a low flexor. He just generates so much velocity on that. Great spot to be in.
Another reset. Figuring out that wind. A little early release on that throw.
Yeah, got out of his hand early, and he's going to be OB early. Not great footing on this hill.
That's the one place you don't want to be, is on the hill. You want to get it up that hill at least.
On the backhand.
That's also fading out a little early.
Looks to be in bounds. Drew did finish in the middle.
He's still on that hill, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Hard to tell if that was
Yeah, but you and Brock
supposed to be a high ante shot or if he was trying to go with a roller there. Cut rolls late, though.
I don't think he was going for a roller. I think he was trying to pan it out because
Right.
that basket's only about 50 feet from where he hit the ground.
Zach going high with the forehand. Crashes in just inside the circle. 30 foot maybe.
Brock got way up there. Looking at an easy approach shot here. Juices it.
That'll be interesting to see. There is OB back there. There's these stakes that mark the OB about 20, 30 feet into the woods. I'm not sure that he pushed that far. Yeah, he really gave that way more than he needed to.
I think he was trying to go for the low skip shot to get it around the trees on the backside, and then he ended up like not getting to the ground.
Yeah. Ryan goes high hyzer over the trees. That spikes in the circle. Drew weighing his options here. Got some trees to beat. And this is another green that does get fast. A lot of hard packed dirt right around the basket. He plays that well. Does look like Brock is inbounds, but having to go to a forehand roller.
And he'll be fine
Yeah,
there.
that's serviceable. Hard to tell. What was that? Oh, is that not what I saw then?
He's playing a provisional.
Oh, okay. He's playing provisional. It's interesting to see how that plays out. You can see he was standing by that red and white stake. That is an OB line.
Yeah, that's why you would take that provisional, just in case he doesn't. The card doesn't know. They can't tell if it was OB or not. So he takes an extra shot from each, and whatever the TD will say after the round, they'll make sure to put that score down.
That's correct. Yeah, and Zach just missed his putt.
Unlike that card, though, we get to know right here.
Right. We should have. Yeah, they should have it right.
It looks like he does take the par, so it was not OB.
Right. It's good to do though. Make sure you get it scored correctly. Well, they're still showing him to finish out the hole from his provisional. So.
Oh, yeah, we'll see. This is going to be interesting to see if they change that or not.
It could be a real big swing. And Ryan just gets worked by that basket. That putt looked good, a little left, but that should stick. I believe Zach here for par, yes.
He
So
did get a bogey.
I got scored a bogey, so he is first. Yes, that'd be correct then. Hole 15. This is a tricky one. 409-foot par 3. It's I think it plays the forehand, JMO, for these guys at this tee pad.
Yeah, I don't see them going wide and high. I think they're going to go a low screaming forehand.
And that's definitely what Zach's doing here.
Going to the other pin.
A little short,
That's a
right?
great shot. He's inside the circle. Looks like Drew's eyeballing that backhand turnover.
Yeah, he really likes to throw that turnover. He's really good at it too, usually. He likes to drift them over.
He throws that tight to the tree. Just a little low, but he had the angle right. It looked like it was running the right way.
I don't think he was trying to get that far over, though. I think he was trying to go down the middle of the fairway, and it got away from him a little bit early.
Brock going with that power forehand. That's flipping up nicely.
Yeah, he's a little inside and a little high.
Get straightened up.
Yeah, caught that early tree by the, I guess it's by the A pin over there. Ryan throwing the backhand.
This is Grace.
Could be.
Oh, yeah. Stay in the air.
That looked really good, and then I just completely lost it.
I think he got
Yep, knocked
chopped
down.
down by the wind. As long as you can miss all these little trees on the approach, though, it's not too bad. You get in there for the par. This is a tough look.
Swings it out wide, a little hot. Catches a little vine there late, which I think is going to be helpful for him.
Is that the problem for the power forehand players like Brock to just not be able to dial it back very much when he has them real touchy approach shots?
Yeah, he's still whipping it in there pretty good. See Zach for his birdie. Makes good. Zach's charging late in this round. Brock trying to navigate these vines hanging down.
Oh,
wow,
that,
that
he
went-
got Mach 3 there.
Yeah, that went through the chains, came out the backside, and Brock is not happy about it. That's going to happen out here.
That's going to result in a bogey for Brock. He couldn't have hit that any better either. It was right in the middle. Just got a little flip up through them chains.
Ryan also struggling with the footing here. And he
Lifts
throws
it a
that
little
soft
bit.
and gets it high. After watching Brock cut through, you got to have it in your mind. Yeah, this is just not Ryan's day. He's a player that he throws really consistently, throws really well, putts really well. Just struggling today. Hole 16 is a 434-foot par 3. You do have this OB pond short of the basket here. It makes the approach shot tricky.
OB pond, OB deep long grass to the left. No OB right. So your mistake would be to crash to the right, but don't get too far into the woods because it'll make for a really weird approach that you have to go up and over everything and expose yourself to the wind a little more.
Looks like where Zach landed, he's going to be pinched off. We'll have to see. There's that path that goes towards the green that you can sometimes get an angle through, but this is tough. I wouldn't be surprised to see some layups just out there by the A pin. Take your three, get off the hole.
Yeah, I think it's ideal to kind of go by the catch cam up there and just kind of come up short of the long grass, and which gives you a nice little chip hyzer approach to the basket.
Drew does not look like he's trying to lay it up.
No, and that got out
Doing pretty good, I think.
late.
He is right there by that path. Be interesting to see if he has a look at the basket. Brock also looking at a big forehand, I'm guessing.
No, he's laying up for sure.
They're all landing right in that same little spot.
That's to the right of that pond, so that, you know, it's a fairly decent particular spot for most people to land.
Yeah, buddy. Good hit.
Ryan getting this out wider.
You know, we thought you punched the tree.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, JMO. A lot of these
It was more like
guys might have the open angle, might be pinched off. It's hard to tell with that tree there that's right by the. You can see them right now.
Yeah, this is the line that I was talking about where you have to go up and over and expose yourself to that wind because you got a little too far. Oh, and that comes up OB. And that's what you get when you get caught up over there on that right side. You know, that wind plays pretty hard out here.
And just that little bit of distance that Ryan sacrificed, you can see these guys have they're not going to make the putt, but they'll have an easy up shot.
Yeah, either a nice little chip forehand or a nice little chip backhand right around that tree. And
Drew might have an angle. He looks like he's trying to give this something.
he's giving it a bid for sure.
And he'll be right there. Take us 3. Move on.
Yeah, they want to do if they're going to bid for this, they got to do like a nice little lofty putt because just like some of the other holes, this hole's got OB right behind it.
And Brock not messing with that. Just lays it up. Let's see where Ryan went OB.
Ryan's going to have to take it back before the pond.
Did I? Yeah, yours long, right? I think. I wasn't sure if I actually made it all the way.
Throwing 4 from here.
You think so? I think you would at least cross by the side.
Oh, looks like they're going to give it to him in front of the pond maybe.
We're talking about it.
Stalled up on it. Okay, yeah, so. No, I think you're right back there. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sorry.
And they are taking them back behind the pond, it looks to be. Yeah, it's good to get out there and check the angles, make sure that you're not being punished more than you need to be. But that did come up short. You can run this fairly safely, uphill.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he was really too enthused to really run it too much.
And a round like this can really get to you. You know, you're approaching the 17th, 18th hole, and one of those days where it seems like nothing's going right. Drew gets his 3.
Yeah, we got a long weekend left though, Kev. He's
for
got
sure.
a lot of holes left. He'll get his head straight for the next 2 rounds and he'll be back.
Double bogey 5 for Ryan. Zach here on hole 17. Hole 17 is another par 3. He's going big hyzer, it looks. Oh yeah, over the trees.
Get on over there, girl.
Almost rings it up. 283 foot par 3, and Zach had about 282 and a half feet there.
This can be a tough shot. From this long pad with this much wind, you almost have to go up and over. And
Those trees aren't short either.
no, they're not. It's easy to catch the top end of it.
Another guy swinging past the basket. He does get outside the circle, it looks like. The way Drew's been putting, he'll have a chance. Well, this is interesting. Brock's throwing the forehand. Low and hard right at the basket.
Get off that. That was a good move, too.
Comes up a little short, just outside the circle maybe.
Sit right.
It's like Ryan's throwing his grace again.
God damn it. You gotta get up in the fucking air.
And he can, like we said, the tops of those trees looks like he might have caught the top.
Yeah, and he looks like he fell OB.
What? No, OB.
Oh, I know, but you have to go straight from the basket.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right.
That's my fault. I confirmed it.
He's figuring out his line and his relief. New rule of the PDGA this year, you get to take it back as far as you want on the line of play. So they're making sure that he is on that line of play.
Yeah, trying to get the best angle he can. He's still pretty tight. High forehand. Actually, a more low forehand.
Great shot.
Great recovery shot.
Maybe we had somebody forget a disc there or a mini.
Not sure what was happening. Brock putting for birdie. Doesn't quite give that one enough. Comes up short.
I mean, it would have hit.
Yeah, at this point we're probably approaching 4 hours on the round, maybe, and a lot of wind play, a lot of fatigue in these players on their putts right now.
For sure. Drew was checking the wind. Fires that one in. Great putt. Zach also for his birdie. I'm sorry, Ryan's next up. This will be for his bogey after a good recovery shot after the original OB stroke.
There you go.
And that does stick.
Didn't quite look like his regular putt there, though. He's definitely frustrated right now.
Zach with the easy two. Brock takes his par. So going into the final hole, Zach and Drew all tied up at 4 down. Our final hole, hole 18, is a 426-foot par 3. This is just kind of a bombs away shot, JMO.
Yeah, throw it out to the right. Oh, he's going to go with a forehand. This is my play right here. Just try and throw it straight down the middle, let it fade in, get a little bit of skip to the basket.
I am a little surprised to see this. I know that tree on the right side can be tricky, but he will be fading towards the OB right. He just mashes that
Yeah, he
low
threw that
and
a little
hard.
too wide. Gets a good skip in, though.
Yeah, 37, 38 feet.
He went deep in the basket. You kind of want to stay a little more right than he threw that. Maybe Drew will give us the right play here. I am surprised that we're not seeing any big backhands around that tree up there, but like we've said all day, though, Kev, there's a lot of wind out there, so maybe they just want to try and keep it out. Ooh.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
And that does stay safe. That was a better line than Zach's, and just got fast on that green.
Looks like the wind's kind of toned down a little bit right now, though.
Yeah, you don't see that tall grass swaying like it was earlier in the round.
No.
This looks pretty hot.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good, fortunate tree there.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was going to go out of bounds, but it was definitely a thought in my head.
That had a big hop off that ground.
Ryan, I think he's going to throw the turnover line.
That looks pretty good. It's going to come back out of that.
Hard to tell where that landed. I do believe it's safe. I didn't see it go into the tall grass.
Get it. Oh,
Oh, man. He wanted that one.
that
Great
would have
line.
been a good way to end his day.
Zach for birdie. Great putt. Puts a stamp on the end of his round with the birdie. 5 down. Not terrible. I don't think it's the round he wanted today, but he's up there.
Here's Drew to match his 5 down with his own 5 down. Count it.
Makes good on it.
This is Brock after he hit the tree. Oh,
Kind of just shorthanded that one, it looked like. Kind of just let it go real quick.
yeah. I know Brock likes to stab him in there, but that was pretty
Yeah.
forced.
Well, makes a comebacker get off with no damage here.
He'll finish his round by beating the course at least. He's at -1 on the day, so not great, not bad.
Right. Ryan does get his par there. He was safe on his drive. And that will conclude round 1 coverage of the St. Charles Open. Zach Johnson and Drew Cantrell both shot 5 under par on our feature card today. Max Anderson and Jonathan Fletcher both shot a scorching hot 7 under par and will join Zach and Drew for our round 2 lead card coverage at Quail Ridge Park in Wentzville, Missouri. As always, please hit that like and subscribe button and follow Skyheiser Productions for more disc golf coverage. I'm Kevin Copeland for Justin Mount, and we'll see you next time.